It is a beautiful place. It is in its own special way. But there are vast, vast miles of desert. The Sonora Desert, which is south of Tulsa, is filled with wildlife, cacti of all kinds. It is a beautiful place in its own special way, but there are vast miles of desert. The Sonora Desert, which is south of Tucson, is filled with wildlife, cacti, and all kinds of venomous snakes, and most importantly, most of the year, the very hot, hot sun. When illegals come across, they come through miles of this desert, many of them ending up dying on the wilderness of the unforgiving desert. And although this is sad, it is not the main reason we need to close our borders. Phoenix has a high rate of crime. 30% of the jails here in the United States contain illegal immigrants at a cost of $3 million a day. Yes, I said $3 million a day is what it's costing out of our pocket. Beside the high levels of crime in the city of Tucson, drugs coming across the border are overwhelming, and the child murderers and abductions are almost more than anyone could bear. Ranchers that live along the border of the Nogales of Arizona constantly have problems with cattle being killed, their land being littered or vandalized, things being stolen and now being murdered. Let me explain two things. Let me explain two other things to you that might help you understand why Arizona had to finally act on their own. In 1986, the state of Arizona was pleading with the federal government for assistance at the border. Even then, they got no response. The feds gave tons of money and assistance at the border. Even then, they got no response. The feds gave tons of money and assistance to the Mexican border in California, which resulted in the illegals in walking over to the Arizona border, which was easy access into the country, averaging $3,000 to $8,000 a day are getting into our country illegally. That is a very, very high number. Still no assistance came, asking the feds again. So for 20 years, for 20-something years, Arizona did what they should have done, and the federal government did nothing. They continue to be a big smoke screen. Yes, that's what it's become, a big smoke screen. This is not a debate. Republican leadership, Democratic leadership, none of them did anything. And so now we find ourselves in this mess. And something has to be done. It's about time someone like Governor Jan Brewer step up to the plate. Border Patrol agents in the early 90s were still asking for federal assistance and getting no help at all. Not only were they not getting the help, but funding was being cut to the Border Patrol in the amount averaging $1 billion a year. And this was putting border agents in danger. A Hispanic border patroller once said that he loved this country and wanted to stand up for what was right. So even he did not agree with people from this country of origin breaking our law. Arizona has an estimated 460,000 illegal aliens, which ranks 7th in national. The cost of $7 billion on health care delivery for newborns is being spent here in the United States. The cost of caring for these illegals for the state of Arizona has been threatening their ability to fund important programs or to even have a budget that was within reason. It has put them in potential financial trouble. California also is suffering almost financial ruin due in large part of the amount of money they spend every year covering illegals, on the average hundreds of billions of dollars. On top of that, what I hope you all realize, or do very soon realize, is that the entire world has figured out that the Mexican border is an easy way to get into our country illegally. That means that anyone who wants to harm this country or steal our daughters or do anything wicked knows that if they fly to Mexico City and makes their way up to Nogales, they can cross into our country totally undetected. The culture that many of the Hispanics in Tucson have brought to our country is love. Many of them are wonderful, hard-working people. I believe that anyone who is not a criminal should have the opportunity to come to this country and chase the dream, provided our government doesn't destroy it. But I believe they should do it legally. We need to close our borders down. A plan to deal with those who are here, and it will have to be reasonably. It's not that we don't want you here. We're a better nation because of you. All that we are asking is that you respect our laws and enter legally. Once you enter legally, the sky is not the limit to your success, but only the beginning. No, we shouldn't discriminate against anyone. Again, not a criminal who wants to come into our country legally, even if they don't have a dime to their name. If you go back and look at the many, many people who entered this country legally through Ellis Island many years ago, many of them had nothing. But they came in wanting to chase the American dream, and many of them went on to be very successful here. They contributed greatly. If we once again make it tougher to get in and give people who really want to be a part of this great nation the opportunity, they too will likely make wonderful contributions. But the border needs to be locked down tight right now. Tight. We need to do this. Illegal is illegal. By supporting Governor Jan Brewer in the signing of Senate Bill 1070, enforcement law, we will have dramatic impact for the beginning of our children's future. Stop allowing these illegal immigrants to suck our country dry. We'll have less crime, we'll have lower taxes, we'll have safer neighborhoods, we'll have shorter lines in the emergency room, we'll have smaller classrooms. So let's get our jobs back today and become the #1 country we once were. There again, thank you. This is Sherry Smith live at Unfiltered today of Statesboro,